Hey guys, my name is Kirby, and welcome to part 3 of my Transformers Generation 1 cartoon Soundwave Cosplay tutorial / process video series. It's been a long while since I posted the last one, mainly because of a bunch of real life stuff that's made it so that I probably can't make it to TFCon this year. Part of the reason is personal, but the other part is I caused a minor but still damaging car accident that made me realize I will not have the skill to drive myself to LA in March. Don't worry, no one was hurt. So, here's the thing. I'm not sure where I'm gonna be able to wear this costume at the moment. I already have Grimm for Halloween. But while I've taken a break from working on Soundwave, I do still have footage of working on the forearm pieces, so that's what I'll be showing you today. As you can see, the first thing I'm doing is measuring. This is actually my second attempt. My first try at making the forearm things ended up too wide and I wasn't able to bend my arms. This time they're smaller and they're shaped in a way that doesn't restrict my joints as much, which you'll see later. I started out by making a big rectangle and then dividing it into 4 long skinny rectangles. Those lines are where I folded the cardboard around my arm. When I was done, I cut it out. Then, on the end that's going to point toward my hand, I separated the sections of the cardboard and trimmed the corners so the armor would angle inward toward my wrist. I don't think that was a good explanation, but you'll see what I mean. After that, I cleaned up all the edges, and apparently I was also wearing my Soundwave helmet while I did this. I think my brother was there while I filmed this, but he might have only been there for the beginning. It's been a few months since I filmed it, so... I have now taken off my helmet, because it's uncomfortable, and it's time to get down to business, to defeat the Huns. No, we're gluing the cardboard into the blocky tube shape we all know and love. Waiting for glue to dry is one of the most boring things ever, along with waiting for water to boil and watching the grass grow. Fortunately, hot glue dries fast, which is part of why I like it so much. Here I'm kinda just touching up the piece as I glue it together. The shape here was kinda hard to get right, and if I had to do it a third time, I'd be using a pattern. I'm just gonna skip over the rest of the gluing, cause it's just me doing the same things over again. Here's where you learn that I stim by crumpling paper. Both me and Soundwave are quite possibly autistic. The entire second forearm thingy is just like the first one, so there's really no reason to repeat myself. So here, watch me do it in very fast speed. La 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 la. Yeah, watch it. This is gonna take a long time for my video program to handle. Woo! Well, my previous videos were finished before I painted those pieces, and in fact, as I record the voiceover for this video, they are still not done being painted. I have finished painting the forearms. The silver was done with spray paint, which is a thing I do not trust around my computer, or my phone for that matter, so I can't film that part, but here you can watch me paint the red stripe around the wrist with acrylic paint. I only filmed one, but the second one is, of course, exactly the same, so you don't really need to watch that anyway. I didn't measure anything to determine the width of the stripes. I kinda just made them as wide as my paintbrush naturally made them, and as I painted each side, I looked at the other sides to compare and make sure it looked the same all the way around. I could definitely have used masking tape, but this spray paint sucks, and masking tape would also remove the silver paint, so it wasn't actually an option. Fortunately, the blue paint is better, or I wouldn't really be able to paint this cosplay at all, would I? The paint I'm using is Art Minds Outdoor Paint in the color Red Poppy. I'm not really sure of how great a choice it is, but it's cheap, I got it at Michael's, and I haven't found anything I dislike about it. You can also see me using a piece of paper as a paint palette. This particular piece of paper is actually intended for this purpose. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce the name of the company that makes these disposable paint palettes, but I'll show you a picture of the front of the pad of paper thingy it comes in. Here I'm just touching everything up, making sure the lines are clean and it's the same width all the way around. After that, the entire piece of armor is done, which is pretty cool. These are actually the first fully finished pieces of this cosplay, aside from the mask, which I consider part of the helmet, even though it's technically detached. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and that you didn't mind the overly long wait too much. There are more videos coming. I still have more footage that hasn't been edited, but it'll likely be a while before I get around to them, so thanks a lot for your patience. I know this is a much shorter video, but it's a simpler piece of cosplay, so it kind of has to be. I hope seeing a bit of the painting process helped make up for it, but to be fair, a video definitely doesn't need to be long anyway. It's short and sweet. Thank you so much to my friend and patron Falcon Villager, and thank you for watching. See you next time.